Recently opened new EV showrooms in Saudi Arabia in particular. Tell us a little bit about how that happened. It's a new project for you.
Yes. So thanks for having me on, and then I'm glad to share all the insights about the electric vehicle market. It's very dynamic at the minute. It's really for us in two different dimensions. If we look at the consumer insights, the consumer interest, it is ever growing in our region, both in UAE and in KSA. In the KSA particularly, and one of the reasons why we are very optimistic about the opportunity is that if you look at the different surveys, up to 80% of the customers are saying in KSA they are willing to consider electric vehicle as their next purchase. So, and right now, if you look at the sales rate, adoption is less than almost 1% in KSA. That represents an incredible opportunity of the growth in this market.
Well, it is very fascinating because it's quite a congested city. Riyadh, for example, Jeddah, where you've also opened a showroom. Yeah. But you've done this without a local partner. Talk to us about that. It's a whole new world, it seems like.
Yeah, we are Futtaim, part of the Futtaim Group. Futtaim Group is the more than 90 years in operation in GCC and beyond, and we have been in Saudi for a long time also for our other businesses like the retail and like the commercial construction equipment business as well for many years. So for us, we consider ourselves as also local in the market. Passenger cars business was the missing link for us, so we are very happy to be part of it, and also with our logistic companies, with our retail experience, also developing further the passenger car business with the strength of our group in present in Saudi as well.
Now, Saudi is also investing in its own EV research and also manufacturing and sales. How do you see yourselves fitting in terms of competition with Saudi Arabia?
In order to unlock the full potential of the electric vehicle adoption, you need competition. And we would only welcome Saudi governments and then the semi-government companies' investments on the new companies. And we are also bringing another brand, the number one in the new energy vehicle, BYD. And I think with the choice of the different models, different technologies, and different availabilities, this is the way to unlock. So I found it a very good insight.
Tell us a little bit more about expansion possibilities in the region more broadly. And we are seeing a huge influx of populations from the likes of China, from Russia, and from other countries as well, including countries in Europe. And that would present opportunities, I'm sure.
Yeah. So especially if you look at in the UAE, the population, more than 85% is as we call it, expatriates or foreigners. They are coming with the rest of the world, and they are bringing their own consumer behaviors and the habits and then the insights. So it makes it in a very dynamic and interesting markets. And especially also now Saudi has a huge vision to attract more foreigners to the kingdom. And this is obviously bringing a very vibrant, very dynamic and very well-versed markets, and that also requires the same from private companies to cater all these needs.
Do you have any figures that you have in mind or any goals that you'd like to attain?
So we made our pledge when we set up our companies a year ago. We said that in the UAE, we will be by 2030, as a group, automotive group, we will be selling 50% of our entire portfolio as the electrified vehicles. And also we will contribute to the complete electric vehicle infrastructure by 10% of the entire nation. And similarly, when we launched in the kingdom 4 weeks ago, we made a similar pledge. We said that 50% or even more, 100%, we can go in Saudi with the electrified. And also, we will invest in the local workforce. We will hire the local people, upscale them, train them to prepare them of the new generation of the future EV.
I love the ambition. 100% is quite the ambition. Yeah. A little bit about green financing, because it's very in vogue at the moment. Yeah. Is there any opportunity for you to tap those markets, debt or capital markets?
We are as a Futtaim a family company, and we have been putting a very strong investment case for both in UAE and KSA in any future markets. So my role is actually to unlocking this growth and then the pushing for this. So this is what I am focusing on right now.
So no plans to actually tap those markets?
So this is something maybe it's better you may talk with our CFO.
Yes.
But this is my role, is just unlocking the growth that we see as is a magnificent opportunity for both markets and across GCC.
How does it impact Al Futtaim Mobility Company that it's now no longer necessary in the UAE to have a local partner? Does that impact you? It's sort of the vice versa of what's happening with you in Saudi Arabia?
Again, as I mentioned to you, especially for emerging technology for like the electric mobility, you need more partners, you need more world-class companies and then the established businesses to come into here. So we absolutely welcome this openness to any competition to enter, because at the end of the competition, with the availability of the models, the price, affordability, the consumer will win and adoption will happen.
I have to ask you about tastes. What are people here and in Saudi Arabia looking for when it comes to electric vehicles? What are the more popular ones?
So here, obviously, due to in UAE, due to the makeup of the country, the range that the consumer drive on a daily basis is a bit smaller. So therefore, they are looking a lot on the full electric vehicles, but we are also offering the second technology, which is the plug-in hybrid, as we call it, best of both worlds, which is an electric motor and the battery in it. You can drive more than 100 kilometers, and also with the combined engine, it goes up to 1,000. So we see that in Saudi, due to the country and the distances are being longer, we see the more interest to our plug-in hybrid technology, which is a transition to the full electrification in the country.